Hello, fellow Pops. I'm Dr. F. Scott Feil, and I'm bringing you a message from our sponsor at Ice Shaker. My diet's always been a little bit messed up most of my life, and I recently started trying to take back control of my health. And one of the issues my doctor pointed out was that I needed to make an increase in my protein intake. Now, I can't eat chicken breasts all day, every day, so protein shakes and powders have become a big help. Ice Shaker and its built in removable agitator is an amazing product. They come in a bunch of sizes and colors, and you can even get inscriptions and logos on them. They're stainless steel, double wall insulated, and hold ice for 30 plus hours. If you're interested in purchasing one, you can click on the link in our show notes. Or if you're interested in selling them for your business and making commission, and let's be honest, if you're listening to the Professors of Profit vlogcast and you can consider yourself a pop or a professor of profit, you're likely interested in selling these as a side hustle. You can click on that link in the show notes as well. Or you can reach out to me directly on social media. I'm pretty available there. I love Ice Shaker, and I'm betting you, your patients, and your clients will too. Ice Shaker, let's shake things up. Now let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Professors of Profit vlogcast. I'm your host, Dr. F. Scott Feil. I've got with us today a very special guest, not a medical professional like most of my guests. However, this story is just too good not to have on. Karl Rico Copeland. Karl, tell us about your story, man. This has been a hell of a journey. When I first started talking to you, it was back in your graphic design days when I saw your stuff. I was like, this is too cool. I've got to do some sort of collab, like a t-shirt or something with this guy. I don't know. I just feel that passion, that energy, love what he's doing. And it started out with graphic design, but then it's kind of now pivoted to stuff I want to get into eventually here, and that's sneaker flipping. So yeah, tell us about your journey, man. Tell us about the come up.
Right. So first of all, bro, thank you for having me on here. You're right. I remember when me and you first linked up. We were gonna do something like that. But anyway, to answer your question, bro, my journey, like I said, it starts back in maybe 06 or 07 when Apple was doing those dark silhouette on the light background type ads. Me and my friend Todd, we actually were making them on Microsoft Paint. So that's got to be my foundation. But when I took it serious, I've got a little cousin named Aaliyah, and she was superimposing herself using an app called Superimpose her picture. She was 12, 13 around the time, something like that. So I seen that and said, God, that must be how they make album covers, mixtape covers. And then all of a sudden, as I'm driving, I'm looking at things and noticing, like, wait a minute, these images are being created. Somebody's creating these images. I want to know how to do it. So I go home and I, do my research and kind of figure out that I need to learn Photoshop and lock myself in the room every night after work because Sprint was being bought out. I was at Sprint. I was a tier 2 tech support agent at Sprint. I was who you would call if your phone wasn't working or something like that, and I would fix it. But it was bought out by a Japanese company named SoftBank. And like I said, the year prior to us actually closing, the rumors had came that, hey, they're going to shut us down. So I took that time to kind of learn a skill. I locked myself in my office for maybe 4 hours a night every day after work, learned Photoshop. I started getting good enough to where people would pay me to do their mixtape covers. Then I realized that, hey, the graphic design world is bigger than just rap, hip hop, album covers and things like that. You could make logos, t-shirts, designs. Literally everything that you see outside pretty much is designed by somebody. And so then I started to take the art of design serious, learning what makes a good logo, learning what the most, recognizable logos have in common. Just really obsessing about it. So transition that into sneaker reselling. That's something I've kind of always done on the side. It's completely changed nowadays compared to how it was when I started, but it's something I've always done. I'm 32 now. By the time I was turning 30, I kind of realized that I hadn't accomplished not even half, 10% of the things I had laid out for myself when I was, in my early 20s. And so I said, man, this next journey, this next side hustle or whatever you want to call it, I got to stick to it. Even if it fails, I have to stick to it. And that was YouTube. So on YouTube, I pretty much started realizing that, hey, if you can offer value, if you could teach people things, then, you know, you could kind of gain a little audience. So I'm just slowly building my audience right now, bro.
Slowly is an understatement. I mean, that thing's been taken off like fire, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I personally got into sneaker flipping a little bit when this may be even a little bit before your time, but there was a show on HBO called Entourage, and Turtle was one of the main characters, and he was big into sneaker flipping. And him and DJ AM were racing to get a pair of sneakers that had just come out. They were Nike, I think they were Fukijamas. Like he had a special edition that came out, and so DJ AM beats him to the store, gets his size, and that's the last pair. He couldn't get them, but like you said, they used to have to like wait in the lines, and wait till the shoe actually dropped to actually get them. And that's when I realized, like, there's no way I'll be able to do that ever, because I have a 9 to 5. I have, I can't take off days to just go and wait in a line. Now things have gotten super complex and super complicated. There's bots, and there's, online releases, there's apps, there's a million different ways to skin a cat. But you've been very successful in doing that and kind of showing the world of sneaker flipping and what's involved with that. Tell us a little bit about it, man. Tell us about your journey into that and how that's been going.
Right. So, like I said, when I came back to it, when I got on YouTube, because my strategy on YouTube was to, hey, let's just talk about everything that I've done, whether I've succeeded or failed. I can offer perspective. So I jumped into it, and I realized that, hey, it's a lot different. Like you said, now it's online releases, and really the pandemic kind of changed the sneaker game a little bit to where online releases were now more prevalent. And so now that online releases are more prevalent, like you said, now it's less about waiting outside and more about speed, bots, and everything like that. But one thing that I do want to kind of talk about when it comes to that is how there's a misconception that there's no way around the bots, because there is. You can still go to the malls and do in-store raffles. You can still get your hands on shoes. They do still come out in stores. So that's a main thing that I try to teach newcomers, period. So I just wanted to say that now. But it was different, bro. It's a different landscape. But ultimately, whoever's willing, just like any side hustle, bro, who's ever willing to go the furthest is gonna win.
Yeah. I love that. And there's so much to take away here, right? Like, let's go back to the beginning. There's a lot to unpack. You learned a skill or several. You stuck to it, right? Consistency. You gave your perspective on it, huge, right? Because everybody's story is different, right? I have a lot of people that are into writing their own book, writing their own story. And it's like, well, it's kind of already been told. And it's like, yeah, but nobody has the same story and perspective as you do.
Right.
So it's worth it, man. Put it out there, right? And that's what I think has been so successful for you with your YouTube channel, is giving your perspective on things. Like you said, you've done a lot, man. You've had a lot of experiences. So now it's just putting them out there and giving your perspective on them. So tell us a little bit about the YouTube channel and the growth on that and how that's kind of come to be.
Well, so when I first started YouTube, bro, I was, like I said, I was at my sister's birthday party or birthday dinner, and growing up, my birthday's always about 2 weeks after hers. So her birthday always kind of signified for me, hey, you up next, you right around the corner. So I remember I'm 29 and I'm sitting at her birthday dinner, and I'm just looking, we're at the Red Lobster. I remember exactly where I am, and I'm looking in the space, and I'm just thinking like, wow, I'm about to be 30, and I, haven't done nothing of what I thought I would have done by now. So my brother kind of tells me like, hey, bro, because we made a YouTube video way back when I was in high school, bro. And so he's like, hey, if you would have stayed on YouTube, this is, bro, random out the blue, by the way, bro, if you would have stayed on YouTube, bro, you'd probably be on by now. And I said, wow, okay, cool. But it went from one ear and out the other, not really thinking much of it. I go home, right? There's a YouTuber named Reyes the Entrepreneur who's been like a good mentor to me on my come up for sure. But I had connected with him years ago when I was just a graphic designer. Because that's how I would use graphic design to get access to people, honestly. So cool. I'm good at graphic design. I can make you a cool logo. Yeah, for sure you're gonna talk to me. You know what I mean? So he wasn't as big as he is now, but he was still pretty big back then. And so I was following him, hadn't talked to him in maybe 3 to 4 years. I see him kind of say, "Hey, I almost cleared 20,000 on YouTube this month." I said, "What? Whoa, wait a minute." You know what I mean? And so that was my second sign. Like, wait a minute, this is so I messaged him and I said, "Bro, is that all off of YouTube?" And he got right back with me. And my third sign was him without any context, just telling me, "Bro, you should start a YouTube channel." And I'm like, where's this coming from? So I said, you know what? That's it. That's it. That's what it is. So he pretty much kind of was one of the ones who coached me through it and said, hey, listen, this is how you're gonna start. Create videos about everything you know, whichever one sticks, you double down on that. So as far as the growth, I said all of that to say, man, I kind of knew going in that hey, growth is slow on YouTube, you know what I mean? But I started growing pretty fast, bro. Last year, maybe with the NFT boom, I grew way faster. But it's just like I always compare it to a snowball, you know what I mean? It starts off small, but you keep rolling it, and that's why I say it's slowly growing now, because what's crazy is once you get to 5,000 subs, you're gonna think that's gonna make you feel validated, but it don't. It just make you say, man, I want 10. And then when you get to 10, you want 20, and then so on and so forth. So I wanted 100K for a long time. I wanted that plaque. I know that's something to celebrate, but man, the same day I get my plaque in the mail, I'm looking at the gold one with the for 1 million subscribers, and I'm like, I almost toss it to the side, like, man, this ain't nothing. I want that one. You know what I mean? So that's why I say slow, because it's steady growing though. So I can only be grateful for that. But at the same time, bro, it's just like,
Yeah.
man,
Well, I mean, again, it's you're blessed, right? It's gratitude. It's but at the same time, it's a lot of hard work. It's consistency. It's showing up for your audience time and time again, and it's having good content. That really helps drive things for
right.
People looking to get into it. So, let's talk about the future now. So like you
Right.
said, you have 100,000 subscribers, you're looking to hit 1 million, right? That's the next goal, the next plateau. But what's down the pipeline for you? What's down the road for you? What's in the future? What are you looking on working on next?
So what I really want to like go to the next level as a content creator. You know what I mean? I want to have a team. I want to, be pumping out content every single day. I want to honestly start giving back. I want to, make a crazy video about, giving away a crazy amount of money. Crazy video about going in Walmart and buying everybody who got stuff in their cart in the electronics section. I want to get to that point. So, future for me, bro, is honestly, I'm just going to keep my head down and keep working, bro. The past year wasn't easy for me, but it taught me a lot. And, one thing it taught me was that, hey, I need to stay focused. So, sometimes when I look out ahead too far, bro, it don't work out for me. So for me, I just got to keep my head down, and then once I look up, and I'll see how far down the road I got, you know what I mean? But like I said, for the most part, bro, I'm just trying to work and get to the next level, bro.
Yeah.
Learn more, trying to get into these digital sales, you know what I mean? Everybody's telling me, bro, you could be making 100K a month. And I'm like, wow, y'all make it sound like it's easy. Show me the way.
I know, right?
Right.
Yeah, it anything that's that's good like that takes hard work. It takes learning. It takes effort for sure. It doesn't just happen overnight, and if it sounds too good to be true, probably is, right?
It is, right, exactly.
But yeah, I love that mantra of like make more so that I can give more. That's always something that I've been working on, especially with both podcasts that I do. One of the other one's an educational healthcare education podcast, and we've started a scholarship this year, finally.
Right.
It took us 6 years, 7 years to get to that point where we could do that, but now we're there. Right. So that's fun, and then with this one, it's more about like, starting small businesses or side hustles and growing them to hopefully be your full-time hustle. Right. But that's to also help with like student loans and stuff. Cause a lot of the people that, listen to this podcast have ridiculous student loans. And it's just like, that sucks. It's a terrible way to live. It's a tough, stressor to have on your shoulders. But B,
Right.
there are several different ways to get out of any financial situation. And that's what these are about. That's what these stories are about. These journeys are about. These businesses are about. It can be done. People are out there doing it. You are living proof. So we appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate you taking the time to tell us about your journey and kind of give us a little insight as to how you got there and what you're looking forward to. But where can people find you? Where can my audience reach out to you and follow you if they want to learn more about what you're up to and see your growth and follow your journey?
Right. Okay. So on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, type in Rico Copeland, just Rico Copeland. I should pop up at this point. On Twitter, I am Rico Money 3500, and I'll send this all to you, be like, in text form, but it's RICO Money MONEY 3500. And then on Instagram, it is Rico _ Copeland YT, as in YouTube at the bottom. So man, I appreciate you having me on, and appreciate your audience for, lending me that ear. I think the internet has completely changed the world, bro. And that's what I like. Like, you where are you at?
I was in Waco, but now I'm down in Wimberley, out in the hill
Okay.
country. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But we're some distance apart, but are able to do this as if we're right in front of each other. We're able to connect. So man, I like this, bro. I'm gonna be back on here for sure.
Yeah, I love it. And we'll put all those links in the show notes so it's easy for everybody to follow. Thank you so much for your time and for coming on, man. Can't wait to follow up with you in a couple months and see where you're at.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.